Thanks for watching The Boyfriend Chronicles. This series is going to be filled with horror stories from ex-boyfriends, dates. So hopefully by telling my stories, it'll help you ladies and fellas to not make the same mistakes that I did. So I really want to stress on the fact of you cannot change people. It doesn't matter how hard you try. It doesn't matter if you're living right and they're not. It doesn't matter how established you are. It doesn't matter. You cannot change anybody. You can't make anybody do something that they don't want to do. I just want to make something clear. Just because somebody is in a domestic abuse situation, don't be so quick to call that person stupid, because this really makes me upset also, because being in a situation like that, you have to deal with it in a very delicate way, because it's not easy to leave just like that. You just can't say, you know what, I'm done with you, and then just walk away. Yes, I'm stupid. I know I was stupid, and I know what I did was stupid. Like that, I mean, I don't know what else to say. But it's so hard, because just that one day where he slapped me in the face, everything happened so fast. It's like, okay, it happened so fast and I didn't expect that. So it was a shock for me. I don't know, I can't speak on his behalf, but I don't know if it was a shock for him, if he just did it out of anger and not really realizing what he was doing. After that day, it just seemed like everything changed. And what my thought process was, just as fast as he switched that on, he could switch it right back off and become the person that I fell in love with, the person that I loved, the person that I knew and met. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Honestly, I feel like by him hurting me in some type of way, whether it be verbally, whether it be physically, whether it be emotionally, I feel like he got some kind of high, like a power over it. Like he was just a better person than me because he had control over my life, because he didn't have control over his. Now, domestic abuse does not have to be just physical. It can be emotional and verbal as well. He would call me fat. He would say that I ain't nothing. I'm never gonna find anybody better than him. And he looked better than me, and I should be glad that he was with me, and all this other stuff. And then, like, on top of that, I was socially awkward. I didn't have any friends. I never had any friends in school or anything. So I started to believe that, and it stuck with me. It's like he spoke it upon me, and it stuck with me, and I really, 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 really hated myself at that time. Like, I really did hate myself. I felt like eventually, I felt like that was all I was ever going to be good for. Like, I wasn't good for anything because of the way he treated me. And I think because he knew I was like emotionally weak, he just took advantage of that. I was physically weaker than him, and I was mentally weaker than him. One particular time I'll tell you guys about. It was a weekend, and myself, along with him and two of our friends, were just hanging out, drinking, and it was snowing outside. It was like a little bit of a snowstorm, so we were just kind of indoors having like a chill night. Everything was going fine. Like, we weren't arguing, we weren't fighting. Nobody was arguing or fighting. It was just like a really good night. So I felt bad because, I mean, everything was just going smooth for once. everybody got hungry and wanted to go get something to eat. So there was a McDonald's like down the boulevard or down the street, and we were gonna go, grab something to eat. At that time, my friend's car was out of commission. It had a gas leak. So even if she drove like down the street, like all her gas would it would just be like she burnt a lot of gas, like just driving not even that far. I wanted to take my car because my car, like the heat worked really well and I didn't have like anything really wrong with my car. So I wanted to take my car. I asked him for my keys and he told me no. Like, we bickered about that for a while because it didn't make any sense to take my friend's car when her car, the heat didn't work properly. She had a gas leak and we were just going down the street and back. I'm just like, why can't we just take my car? And he would not give me my car keys. He said we were taking her car and he just wouldn't give my keys back. So we got in her car. She was in the driver's seat. I was in the passenger seat. He was behind me in the back seat, and her boyfriend, we were waiting on him to come out of the house. He was going to be, in the back seat behind her. I sat in the front seat, and I remember being so just fed up. Like, I remember feeling so angry, and I've never ever been an angry drunk. I don't even know if I can say I was drunk. But I've never been like an angry drunk or anything, or violent drunk or anything. But if you can tell, like by my videos, you see that I'm a very fun, goofy person, and that's just how I am. The thing about it is I thought about what I was about to do before I actually did it. So I don't even know if I can say that I was drunk. I think if I wouldn't have been drinking, I wouldn't have had the courage to do what I did, but I wouldn't say that I was drunk. I actually premeditated everything I was going to do. I sat there and I thought about what I was about to do. So what I did was I sat there for a while and I balled my fist up so tight and I just turned around and hit him as hard as I could. I just one punch, I hit him as hard as I could, and I think I got him like right here, or like just in this area. My heart is like beating so fast right now. I'm getting shortness of breath. I'm just having anxiety, like just thinking about it. I knew what was going to happen, and it was definitely worth it. He pulled me by my hair over the seat, over the car seat, into the back seat, and started punching me and punching me and punching me and punching me and punching me. And I was like in the seat, kicking him back and hitting him back. It wasn't weave. It was like my hair. I was kicking him and punching him back, and he backed out and opened the car door, took me by my hair and pulled me forward onto the ground outside and started stomping me and stomping me and stomping me and stomping me out. I had like a print, like his Timberland print, like right in my forehead. And I'm not exaggerating. It wasn't like a full footprint, but you could see where like the heel was on my forehead. My adrenaline was just going. I was trying so hard to get with them. I was trying to get up. I kept slipping on the ice outside. And I just remember like almost blacking out. Like I remember trying to get up, and I remember like just seeing like my vision kept going out. And I just remember hearing voices screaming in the background. I kept hearing my friend's sister say, "Get up, T, get up." And I just finally got up. And my friend picked me up, and we ran up the stairs. We tried to go up the stairs to go back into the house, and he came after us. He pushed my friend out of the way and grabbed me by my hair and dragged me down the stairs and was just hitting me and hit me again. The neighbors were coming all outside, and it was nighttime as well. I think it was like 10 o'clock at night. And yeah, the neighbors all came outside. Somebody called the police, and the police got there and was asking all what was going on. And I was just like, take him to jail, take him to jail. And they were kind of just like, no, no, everybody just go home. Everybody just get out of here. At that time, I was kind of just pissed at myself because of what happened and how far it went. When I thought about it, I knew that something was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. But it was worth it. About a month went by, I would say, and I finally spoke with him again after a month because I was so mad. And he said that it was all my fault and all this other stuff. And I really did feel bad because I was definitely the vibe killer that night. But yeah, I spoke with him. He said that it was all my fault and I shouldn't have hit him and this and that. And my mind at the time, I'm like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. He said he was sorry. He said he wouldn't do it again. And I went back. Now, I know some people are going to sit up there and say that I was stupid, which, yes, I was. I'll say I was stupid. But if you're a person who doesn't care about yourself, you don't care. So you just do whatever. After that incident, things between us got worse as far as being physical. It got even worse. That's not how I got my lip split. I know a lot of people are wondering how that happened, and I'm going to share that in my next video. I felt really angry. I felt just like I wasn't ish. And I felt like I didn't care anymore. If I could go back, I wouldn't have done that. It was not a smart decision to do, but at that time I felt angry and I felt like I just needed to get mine in, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. If I can go back, I probably wouldn't have done that because the night probably would have ended a lot smoother than it did. And I definitely was the vibe killer that night. What you all should learn from this is to just not respond off of your emotions right away. I definitely back then was a very emotional person, and I reacted off my emotions right away. The reason why is because I was just tired, and I mean, alcohol could have had, you know, some influence on the decision that I made, but I think it was just all emotional. It was all emotional. Emotion is the reason why I did that. Emotion is the reason why I stayed. I knew I should have left a long time ago, just for things that happened a long time ago that you guys will soon find out. But I think I've said this in like almost every episode that I've posted so far, is that I did not care about myself. If you don't care about yourself, you're not going to do what's best for yourself, and you're going to make decisions that are not good when you don't care about yourself. I didn't have a person in the world on my side. I did not have anyone to run to. I didn't have anyone to go to for comfort. I didn't have anybody who cared about me, and I didn't care about me, so I just didn't care at all. What you all should learn from this is to not act off your emotions. And another thing that I'll just tap on just a little bit is that if you're a parent, make sure you show your kids that you care about them and you talk to them, you tap into their world, and just let them know that they are cared about and they are loved. Because if you don't show them that, then they'll go out looking for it and they're going to find it in the wrong place.